Fireheart is a ThunderClan warrior cat now, but danger still lurks in the forest, and possibly closer than he thinks. With the chill of winter setting in, the cats of rival River Clan are growing restless, while Wind Clan turns weak and faces threats from all sides. As tensions build up to an explosive climax, Fireheart faces not only imminent battle, but betrayal from within his own clan. Hi, I'm Nova.
And hi, I'm Rachel,
Welcome to Novel Nostalgia.
where we talk about the novels that make us nostalgic.
This was the best blurb I could find. Like, Goodreads was so bad.
Dude, I was trying to find a
Blob.
a
Blob.
blurb for Interview with the Vampire, and let me tell you, the back of that book has like the shittiest summary. I guess they just assume you already know what it is. But like, listen to this blurb, okay?
Yeah.
Here are the confessions of a vampire. Hypnotic, shocking, and chillingly erotic, this is a novel of mesmerizing beauty and astonishing force, a story of danger and flight, of love and loss, of suspense and resolution, not revolution, and of extraordinary power of the senses. It's a novel only Anne Rice could write. First of all, Anne Rice, what? Like, did she write that? Or like, did someone write that for her? Like, it's the same summary as what's on Amazon. So I'm like, girl, did you
It
like
doesn't describe the book at all. I'm like, I just think
exactly?
I listened to every book in existence right there.
Yeah. Like the book's really good. I really enjoyed it, but like this tells me nothing about your novel, miss.
Mm-hmm. Right?
So
I was sitting here like, okay, so we've got basically all the themes. Okay.
okay.
Still don't know what it's about. I'm
Literally.
assuming by the title it's probably vampires.
hmm
But other than that, I have nothing.
Exactly.
I realized I kind of did that when I did like the looking for my beta readers thing. I was just like, "Hi, I have a dark survival. Do you want to read it?" And that's
Rude.
why I kind of was like, "Oh crap!" And I backtracked and I was like, "If you have any questions, let me know." Because I was like, "I this is awkward now."
See, I've seen a lot of people just list out just the tropes that are in it, which is honestly a great way to get me to read something.
I love. Have you seen the videos on TikTok where like the Barnes and Noble people they do the tropes and like whoever they're doing it to has to go pick out the book?
hmm I
I
love it.
love those. But my brain would in the moment they'd be like, "Here's your trope," and I'd be like, "What are bugs?
Same.
Bugs
I don't
exist."
act well under pressure.
Me holding a stack. What are bugs? I don't know
I'd be
any of
like,
these.
la 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 la. Keep going until I
Yep.
get one that I know, you know?
I'd have to be that person that's like, give me like a slip of paper with it on it, please. Just
Yeah,
hold one up behind the scenes and let me go get it.
literally. I'd be like, pause and let me advertise a book for you because I don't know anything.
Right.
Brain empty.
Brain froze. It's fine.
Because I saw one that was your trope is friends to lovers, and I was like, I literally can't think of a single friends to lovers.
It's funny because I know I have read some, but if you go, hey, have you read a Friends to Lovers? I'm like, maybe. I did like a trope thing the other day. I don't know if I posted it or if it's in my drafts. But it was
hmm
like the rating the tropes.
hmm
And one of them I got was enemies to allies to lovers. And I was like, I
Ooh.
honestly don't think I have actually ever read one of these.
Me either, but I'd be curious.
Right? I'm
Wait,
like,
am I wrong? Is that not Avatar: The Last Airbender with Zuko?
maybe.
Does Zuko fall in love with somebody? I feel like he does, but I can't tell you who. Maybe not.
I haven't seen all of it. I think I've seen like 3/4
I've
ish.
wa- I've watched all of Avatar, but I haven't watched all of Legend of Korra yet. So
I haven't seen that also. But I was like, this is an interesting idea. Like, I would love to see enemies become allies because of lovers. But I was like, I literally don't think I have ever read this before or seen it. I was like, interesting. I like this idea. Already 10 out of 10. Like it. Interested.
ooh, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I think so.
I don't like her stuff, so
I love her stuff.
I don't like her writing at all.
It's fine. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Listen, I am not going to rain on your parade.
No.
You don't have to
I
like
knew
it.
you wouldn't, that's why I said it, but like I have told people before and like don't tell people that you don't like her work because you will get incessant hate for weeks.
Listen,
Or like
everybody's writing isn't for
months.
everybody. That's why you have like
Right?
a preference, you know? Like I get it. It's fine.
Oh, but it's oh my god, it's the worst. I said it once on a thread
Mhm.
and the amount of people that like the thread was literally about people who didn't like it. And
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like it." And the amount of people that would message me and be like, "You're so wrong." I'm like, "Okay, I'm never mentioning it again." I will
Yeah.
just sit here awkwardly when people talk about her writing. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I
I'm
get
like,
it.
"No, fam, this is not the vibe." No.
I feel like the things I enjoy in books are so specific that like but I also like a lot right wide range of things,
Yeah.
you know? So like
Yeah.
there's very few books that I'm like, you know.
Right. I I'm like not very picky, but like when I don't like something, I just don't like it.
Mm,
I'm like,
That's fair.
"Okay, we're done."
It's fair.
But
Fair enough.
yeah, so hi, this is your witness that I never say that to anybody.
But speaking of things we like, let's
Yes.
talk about Fire and Ice.
Yes. My notes. It's fine. Yeah. I just went to the computer for my notes. They're on a notebook.
Mhm.
My brain is just not in it. It's fine. Do we
Feel
even
that.
have a brain? Who knows?
Brain? Where be? Unknown.
Right? I lost my mind a long time ago and I haven't found it yet.
Same. Big same.
Alright. Fire and Ice. We start with Wind Clan. The first time we see Wind Clan because Rusty has no idea who Wind Clan is at all. He was like, wow, there's supposed to be another clan. Okay, why is there only 3? Because Shadow Clan was Jix. So we start with seeing Wind Clan trying to make the best of their life living like in a city. They're now city cats. They should be called City Clan.
True. I get everything that's like kind of an element, but like shadows aren't really an element. Well,
Mm-hmm.
no. Wait. Is everything an element?
Thunder isn't.
Thunder isn't. I guess everything's like a vibe. So thunder is like kind of like the thunder road, right? And
The
then
Thunder Path.
yeah, thunder path. And then like because they're so close to it, I feel like they should have a different word for the Wind Clan because it is a city.
It's named after their founding leader.
Oh, okay, maybe never mind.
So it was
I'll
like
let it be.
Wind something. I don't actually know if they even had like the second half of the name at that point. It
Hmm.
was like Wind, Thunder, River, Shadow, and whatnot. And then you learn like there's other like the second series has the tribe of rushing water, I think it is.
That
And they
sounds
have a
right.
completely different structure. And then
Yeah, because River Clan's Ripperoni, pretty much. Well, no, they just gave a bunch of their hunting area to Shadow Clan, I guess.
Yeah, they had given it up, and now they've given it back since Broken Star is now out of
Mm.
there because they were like, get out. But he's probably still in the forest because they didn't actually chase him.
Kill him.
Yeah, dog, what are you doing?
A little wiggle wiggle.
Why? He's like, okay, mom, you're talking to the computer, so this either means you're recording something or I get snacks. So,
So where's the snack from?
which one is it? All right. So then, after that prologue of WindClan trying to live, we go back into ThunderClan where Longtail gets Swiftpaw as an apprentice. That's like one of the first things that happens. And then Fireheart tells Blue Star about Ravenpaw, that Ravenpaw is still alive. And he tries to tell her that Tiger Claw killed Redtail. And she's kind of like, why would he do that? But it's very like, if Ravenpaw doesn't like clan life, that's fine. Like, he can go live his own life. It's totally okay. Won't mention it to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's not for everyone. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go be happy elsewhere. The timing of that, I said, let him go be happy elsewhere, and the dog left. He was like, bye, I'm out.
He's like,
Peace.
deuces.
Gonna go steal your bed.
And now he's back. He's like, JK.
He's like, Mom, you were talking about me. I gotta come back.
Yeah, he's like, just in case you get a treat. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I heard you mention dog. That's me. I'm gonna come back and be cute in the background. So then, Fireheart gets to go to a gathering where Shadow Clan and River Clan are like, we should hunt in Wind Clan territory now because Wind Clan's gone. And Blue Star's like, no, we need to bring them home. And they're not happy about that. They're like, why? They're gone. And she's like, well, there's always been 4 clans in the forest, so we need to go get them. No one else is really that happy, but they're like, fine, whatever. So she sends Graystripe and Fireheart to go get them. And they begin their search by obviously going to Wind Clan territory. They find like I was gonna say their base. I've been playing too many survival games. It's fine. Their camp. And try and like follow their scent kind of from there, figure out where they've gone. So as Graystripe and Fireheart are looking at the camp and like looking around Wind Clan territory, they see River Clan hunting, and they suck at hunting rabbits. They're like so far behind this rabbit and not doing good at all. So they follow the path, they get into like the city, and they find Wind Clan, who is living in like sewer pipes. I think it's like
Oh.
that's what it sounds like anyway. Like, I could be wrong, but like they were like in pipes, like they had to go in the ground, and they're like damp inside. So I'm assuming it's some kind of like, or like a drainage pipe system. And they're all kind of like, they're not doing too hot, but they show up and they are like, we will murder you. We have no problem with it.
No.
But they're like, wait, this isn't Shadow Clan, this is Thunder Clan. And they're like, we came and brought you home. We're gonna bring you home. So Tallstar's like, let's go.
Yeah.
I want to go home. Screw the city. We are not City Clan. We are Wind Clan. We need our rabbits. Goodbye. He ends up honoring Fireheart and Graystripe for being willing to die for them after they go to cross like the Thunder Path, and Graystripe and Fireheart are helping like the elders across, and they full on have time that they could have just left the elders and got off the Thunder Path, and they didn't. They like sat right with them. It was like, well, if they're dying, we are too.
Oh, poor babies.
So Tallstar honors them for that. He's like, you two will always be a friend to us for this and whatnot. So then Barley and Ravenpaw help feed them because they're not doing so hot. They've been living in
Squalor.
pipes, eating some rats here and there. I think like they took some 2-leg food, I think they said. They were around like a 2-leg fire at one point, which I'm assuming is also homeless people.
Yeah.
So they're living amongst the homeless people. So they get into they get sheltered and whatnot, and Barley and Ravenpaw go out and they get a bunch of food for them, mice and rats. Help feed them. And then When they get ready to leave, the medicine cat is like, today is gonna bring an unnecessary death. Done.
Dun-dun.
Drama! Two of the cats, One Whisker and Deadfoot, bring Graystripe and Fireheart back to their home. And they decide to cross River Clan territory instead of going the long way around because they want to, like, prove that they are there and they're back.
Mm,
And it's like, you're dumb.
bad plan.
But okay. So a River Clan patrol shows up and is like, what are you doing on our territory? And they're like, we're just going home. We brought them back.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, we didn't want them back. So a fight breaks out, and a Thunder Clan patrol was in the area, comes and joins. Fireheart saves Sandpaw because she almost falls off the edge.
Not Sandpaw.
And he, like, grabs her. And it's like, no. And she's like, I'm fine. You know, sassy Sandpaw is like, you didn't have to do that for me. Like, I was fine. Well, then a River Clan warrior goes over the edge and dies. And she's kind of like, oh.
Anyways.
But Graystripe now feels really bad because he had been wrestling with the cat. And the cat went over and he didn't. And he tried to grab him. But he wasn't unable to. So Graystripe's like, this cat died. And is very upsetty. Poor Graystripe.
Poor Graystripe.
Tiger Claw lets Bluestar know what happened, and she's not really happy with them. But at the same time, she's like, you know, you did what you were supposed to, bring them home. So your punishment is you now have to watch out for apprentices. Have fun. So Fireheart and Graystripe get Cinderpaw and Brackenpaw as apprentices. And this is when kind of like a lot of the continuity errors start happening.
Already, book 2.
Because remember, Swiftpaw got apprentice beforehand. So we have Cinderpaw and Brackenpaw. They are 2 of 4 kits.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 did not get made apprentices.
Mm.
She says it's because they're not actually 6 moons old, they're like 5. But these 2 are more mature than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
That they got to be apprentices. But, you know, knowing Cinderpaw, I don't really know if I believe this.
Facts.
Seeing Cinderpaw and then their brother Thornpaw is like, debatable.
Yeah.
You probably apprenticed the wrong one, but you know, it's fine. So Fireheart shows Cinderpaw around because Cinderpaw was given to Fireheart and Brackenpaw to Graystripe. And he ends up seeing his sister, so he goes and visits her. It's like, little family reunion. All good. And then Fireheart and Graystripe take their apprentices out. Graystripe ends up falling into the river. I think he was going after like a vole or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was going after some prey, and the ice wasn't thick enough, and he kind of just whoop, right through.
Poor guy.
He is now fighting like a cold. So he's kind of out of commission. He's in his den a lot, but then it's like, he's not in his den a lot. Where's Graystripe going? Because he does get pulled out of the river by a River Clan cat. She-cat. Fireheart has to basically take over Brackenpaw while Graystripe's sick. Yeah, so sick. They end up having a hunting assessment. They do really good. So then they go for a training session, and Running Wind is helping Fireheart because Graystripe is still out of commission.
Taken ill, if you will.
Fireheart is like, something's wrong. Something's off. So he ends up kind of like tricking Running Wind. And this is kind of, I think this is the awkward, like really funny part of him, where he is too busy thinking about Graystripe. He tries to teach a crouch, and he teaches the wrong hunting crouch. And they're all sitting, the Running Wind is like, kind of like, this is funny. And the apprentices are like, you're so wrong. And So they keep going for a little bit longer, and then Fireheart is like, dude, I don't feel good. And Running Wind's like, yeah, I could tell something's off. Like, you go get, like, help and whatnot. I can take him for the rest of the day. You go chill. Fireheart kind of feels bad because he didn't want to trick Running Wind, but he's like, something's going on. I need to go figure it out. And he finds Graystripe with Silverstream, the she cat from RiverClan.
Woo!
He tries to convince Graystripe not to see her again. Graystripe's like, LOL, no. I'm doing what I want. He's like, there's nothing wrong with this. As it's literally in their warrior code that they can't do this.
Romeo and Juliet vibes.
Right? So Fireheart is mad and he goes hunting. So then he ends up and goes to talk with Silverstream and is kind of like, you got to stop seeing him. And she's like, well, my dad is the leader of RiverClan, so do not care. He's like, okay, like, great, thanks. Thank you for thinking of your mate here, of what happens if we fight you guys. Like, he's not gonna be able to hurt you, but
whatever.
What's gonna happen. So then he comes back to find that Blue Star has white cough. Hold on, I gotta look up the difference of these because, like, there's so many different types of coughs.
Yeah.
There's like white cough, green cough, yellow cough, and I think red cough.
All the colors of the rainbow cough.
Right. White cough is mild, and it's kind of like a chest infection. Okay. If it's untreated, it can develop into a much more severe green cough. Alright, so it's basically like a cold and the flu.
Okay.
In a way. Kitten cough is another one. Black cough is apparently one. I know, red cough is when they cough up blood, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yellow cough, I don't know what that would be, but it says
might be vomit
and kills cats. Curable only by lungwort. It causes loss of appetite, fever, difficulty breathing, delirium, and sore throats. Fun. Lots of illnesses for these cats. And those are just the coughs. Blue Star's white cough has progressed into green cough. Dustpaw comes running into camp and he's like, Blue Star needs to go meet Tiger Claw right now. And Fireheart is like, she can't. And Dustpaw's like, she needs to. Like, he's pretty sure Shadow Clan is like stealing prey or something like that. And Fireheart's like, no, she's sick. And Yellow Fang comes out and is like, no, she's not going anywhere. And so Fireheart's like, I'll go. And then Yellow Fang goes, no, you need to go get me catnip. You know where it grows in, like, the 2 legs, right? And he's like, yeah. And so she's like, go get that, then you can go meet Tiger Claw. So he goes, he gets the catnip, he comes back and learns Cinderpaw has gone out to meet Tiger Claw. Because she was pushing for it. She was like, I'll go. And he's like, no, you're staying here.
Yeah.
Learns she goes out to go find her, and she gets hit by a monster. And so he gets out there, and Tiger Claw is like, holy shit, cat down. So they bring her back, and the whole time, Fireheart's like, I didn't smell Shadow Clan anywhere. So he's kind of like, but he's not really thinking about that anymore. He's kind of like, my apprentice is injured.
Yeah.
So Blue Star ends up losing a life. And Graystripe gets super mad at Fireheart because he went to go talk to Silverstream. And Fireheart's sitting there like, are you kidding me right now? Our leader just lost a life. My apprentice is in the medicine den, may not survive, and you're mad at me because I went and talked to your mate. Like, screw you, basically.
Wait, are they actually mates right now or no?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
At this point, they've basically been like, screw our clans. We're seeing each other no matter what.
Romeo and Juliet shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So Fireheart goes out for more catnip, sees Princess again, kind of chats with her, comes back with the catnip. I think they call it catmint, but
So whatever. We know.
Graystripe is officially all better, and so now he has to return to his duties. Not a lot of time for Silverstream anymore. So Fireheart's kind of happy about that. Of like, well, now you got to do your duties. So Sandpaw and Fireheart go out on a patrol together, and she has become. He's starting to notice she's much more nicer to him now, and not as sassy and demeaning and whatnot. And so he's kind of like, oh, okay, hello, this is fine.
How is she
Casually
still a
offered.
sandpaw?
Yeah, I know.
Because
Because
they're
she
like,
didn't go to the battle that he went into.
okay, but like,
Yeah, I know.
they really like pick and choose when they start aging these people up, you know?
They do. Like, she's basically the size of him, is basically full grown adult.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
mean, he's
she
kind of
was,
like young adult, because he was kind of made early, too,
yeah,
just in the fact that when their battle happened. But, like, at this point, it's like, she should just be made a warrior. It doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, she was an
Like, are we just
apprentice
gonna
before
wait
he was
forever?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's probably, I think, like a moon or two older than him. It's not like
yeah,
by much, but it's
yeah,
enough that it's like she shouldn't be still a paw.
yeah.
It doesn't really matter. At that point, you're old enough.
Truly.
Just become a warrior. So they see that the ice is frozen on the lake. So Sandpaw and Fireheart go running back to RiverClan, and they want to go on an attack. Wait, I think I just totally messed that up. That's fine. Um, because the ice is frozen, they go back to camp and they want to go do attack on RiverClan. And Blue Star is like, yeah, they they kind of debate it out at first, because one cat's like the ice could be melting kind of thing. It's getting to be spring, and so Blue Star is like, you're right. We're not gonna attack like later. We're gonna attack right now. Who's going? And
Mm,
Fireheart's like, crap. So Fireheart volunteers. So Graystripe doesn't have to go.
yeah.
So they get to the river and the ice is all melted, so they can't go anyway. So they come back. Graystripe is pissed. Absolutely pissed at Fireheart. He's like, what, you don't think I can defend myself? Fireheart was kind of like, I was just doing it so you didn't have to make the choice. They full on get into like tussling around camp, and everyone is like head scratching, like, what the hell just happened here? That like the best friends, always glued together, are now absolutely destroying each other in the middle of camp. Blue Star's not happy. She's like, what are you doing? So Fireheart goes to see his sister again, and she gives him a kitten. Little kitten. Little cotton ball of a kitten. He's literally just a white fluffy kitten.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Graystripe goes to see his girlfriend and she gives him a cat? Like a kitten?
No, Fireheart goes to see his sister.
Who's Fireheart's sister?
Princess. She's a two-leg cat. She's a
I
kitty pet.
completely forgot about Princess.
Like, he's gone and seen her a couple times now in this. Like, when he'd go and get the catnip, if she was
Mm.
around, he'd talk to her kind of thing. Well, she
Keep
ended
in
up having
mind,
kids.
listeners, I haven't read this book since I read it in like elementary school for this one. I read the last one. I haven't read this one in a long
Yes.
time. So a lot of
I
this I'm like, wow.
I might have forgotten to say her name, so I apologize. If I forgot, my bad. I can't remember if I said it or not now. But yeah, she lives with the two legs. It's his sister, and she decides that she wants to have her firstborn. Like, she wants to decide where her firstborn goes, because like when the kids get older, the two legs will take them and give them to good homes. And she's like, I trust them to give them to good people, but like I want to decide for my oldest kid. So she gives him this big, fluffy kit. Like,
Oh.
little white fluff ball. So he brings it back to camp, and everyone is like, "What are you doing?" He's like,
Mm-hmm.
"I got a kid." And he's like, "We need warriors." And they're like, "This is a kitten." This is like a few days old kitten. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So Blue Star isn't very happy, but they talk about it and they're like, we do need warriors. We let it stay, and basically it will it's gonna figure out if it'll be fine or not as it grows up. And some cats are like, if it's related to Fireheart, then it's probably gonna be fine because look at him.
Facts.
But she doesn't do like any of like the ceremonies kids get or something, like a naming ceremony or something. One of the queens, Brindleface, agrees to nurse it. This also becomes a continuity error later on because she's already had her kids. I think it was the last book she had her kids. She had them last book.
Mm.
And I think it's next one. Cloud Kit, which is the kit Fireheart just brought back, is older than the others and gets to be an apprentice first.
Mm.
They're much older than him.
They really should have done like a continuous family tree, you know?
Yeah.
Like that should have probably started a little earlier with like notes next to it, you know?
Yeah. I think I did mention it in the other episode that like this was supposed to be one book,
Yeah.
and then HarperCollins was like, no, it's gonna be 6. So like some of it I kind of get because it's like, all right, how do we split this up?
Yeah.
But also some of it is like, did you reread through this at all? Who was your
Yeah.
betas? Who was your editor that didn't pick up on these?
I also get with like 4 different authors, it's got to be difficult, you know,
Yeah.
to keep all that aligned.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. So Brindleface agrees to nurse Cloud Kit because she's basically looking at it and she's like, it's a kit. Doesn't matter where it came from. It's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking in this baby. Cinderpaw and Sandpaw both make Fireheart feel better about Cloud Kit and his place in the clan, even though he's getting teased by a lot of the other warriors. They kind of do the, it's your relative. It's going to be fine. If he's anything like you, the clan better watch out kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
so they go to a gathering and a bunch of the clans are like, Shadow Clan, you are stealing our prey. How dare you? And I believe it's Nightstar at this point is like, it is not us. It is rogues. We are also getting hit. Like, they're stealing from us too. We are not going on your hunting territory. That was done. Like,
Yeah.
fine. It's rogues. Don't blame us. Well, then Star Clan ends the gathering. I think they like cover the moon or something. So everyone's like, ugh, leaves. And then I think on the way back, Tiger Claw semi threatens Cloud Kid just to Fireheart. No, it's back in camp, I think. Yeah, they're back in camp, and Cloud Kid is playing with like a ball or something, and he flings it, and it goes to Tiger Claw. And Tiger Claw looks at like Fireheart and is like, "It would suck to lose such a precious plaything." And Fireheart is like, "That is not about this ball of moss he's flinging around. You step back."
Yeah, he's like, I will kill you. I will kill your family.
Cloud Kid is just like da, 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 da. Having a good time of it.
La 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 la.
So they end up finding more bones with Shadow Clan scent on it in their territory. And so Tiger Claw is like, I'm going to lead an attack out on Shadow Clan. Like, this is ridiculous. We smell Shadow Clan on it. They're lying. So he takes a bunch of the warriors that are there and goes. The other warriors are out on patrol, like patrolling borders. Fireheart is the only warrior left in camp
Great idea.
with like most of the apprentices. And he's kind of sitting there and Yellowface, wow. Yellow Fang
Mm-hmm.
sniffs these bones and is like, this isn't Shadow Clan, this is Broken Star.
Mm-hmm.
Fireheart is like, oh shit.
Yep.
So he tells Brackenbot, he's like, you need to go get the patrols, go.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes off. And so Fireheart hops up on the like high rock and is like, guys, We have a problem. I'm the only warrior here, and we're about to get attacked by Broken Star. Broken Star walks in. He goes, well, this is gonna be easy if you're the only warrior here. Just like strides in the front door, like, oh well, thank you for making my job easy peasy.
He's like, lovely. Anyways,
Broken Star attacks. The rogues are all rustling with everybody. The queens are basically like, can you get out of here? Like, these are our kits. Get the hell out. You stole our kits. Not happy. One of the patrols comes back. I think it was led by Blue Star, who realizes what happened. So she comes running back. They found bones too, and she picked up Broken Star on it and was like, wait. So they came running back, and then so they are able to beat Broken Star and the rogues. Yellow Fang admits that Broken Star is her son and blinds him. It's like scratches his eyes out. Like, he's now blind. Which is good, because screw this guy.
Yeah.
So Cinderpaw is now having a hard time because she couldn't do anything. Has a mangled leg. Like, she's alive, but she can't do much. She'll never become a warrior and whatnot. And she's just like, so sad. So he tries to cheer her up. Sandstorm and Dustpelt finally get their names. They become warriors now. They were in the camp. They fought. Blue Star's like, it is beyond time. Here you go. Sandstorm and Dustpelt. Also, Sandstorm's name is like, I love her name. It's so good.
So good.
It fits her so well.
Truly.
I'm like, yes.
She's super fiery.
Yep. Super sassy. Just willing to have a beat down. I love it. And they realize Cloud Kid is missing.
Oh my god.
They're like, are you kidding me? Sandstorm and Fireheart go looking for him. They find him. He decided that he needed food. Him and the kits went out. And Cloud Kid actually got a bowl.
Love that.
So the clan is like, you guys are so dumb. Like, can't believe you go out and leave the nursery. What were you thinking? But at the same time, they're like, this kid just got a bowl.
Good job.
Like, he's no bigger than the bowl, basically, and he got a bowl. So they're kind of all impressed at the same time. I'm like, maybe this kid will be fine. So then, Fireheart has a dream that Spotted Leaf warns him about a warrior he cannot trust. And at first, he's thinking it's Graystripe. Because he's like, Graystripe, seeing not Sandstorm. Wow. That would be an interesting plotline. Yeah. Surprise, it's not Silverstream Graystripe is seeing, it's Sandstorm.
Surprise, Sade.
They then hear a Wind Clan cat comes running and says Shadow Clan and River Clan are attacking. So they send like a party out to go attack. And they realize that the kits are following, led by none other than Cloud Kits.
Amazing.
Tiger Claw is like, Fireheart, you need to take care of this. He's like, crap. So he has Brackenpaw take them back, and Brackenpaw is kind of like, darn.
Bruh.
And Fireheart is kind of like, dude, you just started being an apprentice. You'll have plenty more battles. Don't worry about it. I need you to do this right now. And so Brackenpaw's like, okay, and he takes the kits home. ThunderClan joins in the fight, and Leopard Fur attacks Fireheart, which Tiger Claw sees, and he just sits there and watches.
Of course he does.
And so Fireheart is like, aw crap, not Graystripe, it's Tiger Claw I need to watch out for. Which, we knew that, buddy. We knew that.
Duh. Like, obviously.
Then, somehow in this battle, obviously it's a battle, Fireheart ends up getting onto Silverstream. Or Silverstream attacks him, I think. And Graystripe is like, no! So she stops. Well, Fireheart is like, battle mode. Immediately jumps on her. And Graystripe is like, dude! And so he's like, okay. So he lets her go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was Darkstripe sees this. And he goes to Tiger Claw. Tiger Claw is like, how dare you let this cat go? And he was like, are you sure I let it go? Like, why don't you go chase her down and ask her yourself? Like, she ran off. And so Tiger Claw is kind of like, eyes narrowed, like, don't think I believe you, but you're right. Don't really have proof that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Fireheart and Graystripe make up at the very end, and it's all adorable. Is this the hold on. One of them at the end, I think it's this one. They basically are like admit that they would die for each other.
Oh,
Like that's their friendship is they
little homies.
yeah. They would die for each other and I'm like, "Oh." And that is the end of the second book right there.
Love it.
One thing I find kind of interesting cuz I have read through quite a few of the series is that the first like two-ish Wind Clan or Thunder Clan and Thunder Clan are kind of like allies, kind of
Mhm.
aligned. And it's River Clan and Shadow Clan kind of aligned.
Mhm.
But when they get to their new home, they journey to the new home and whatnot. Some point after that, it like flip flops. It becomes River Clan and Thunder Clan are like besties, and Wind Clan and Shadow Clan are like besties. And it still throws me off every time because I'm
Mhm.
like, wait, wasn't it not this way in the beginning? And it's like, yep, it was not.
Yeah, that's always it's like I don't know. I forgot what book it is, but you could never remember like who's actually friends right now.
Hmm.
Like they do that in government too. It's like who are we allies with? I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
You know?
It's like, are we allied with this person?
Truly.
You get it a lot in dystopian books, especially
Mhm.
of like flip flopping allies a lot and whatnot.
I think that was part of
Um,
like the plot line of 1984 too.
I haven't read that one yet.
It's pretty good. It's like basically uh they would have a new ally and they're like we've always been allies. We've never not been allies. And then when they get a new one that we've always been allies. We've never not been allies.
Right. Oh my goodness. And then you have like the ones that are cockroaches that will flip flop depending on whatever gets them farther.
Mhm.
And so it's like, are you my ally right now or are you not?
The worst.
So, but I do always find that funny, especially like getting so far on as I am of like River Clan and Thunder Clan are best buds. And Wind Clan and Thunder Clan hate each other, and then you come back and read this, and
Mhm.
like Wind Clan and Thunder Clan are best buds. Like, wait, what? What happened? So,
I feel like
yeah,
when there's four groups that close too, it's bound to happen.
I need to keep reading because kind of major spoiler alert happening. There is actually not four clans. There's five.
I don't remember that at all.
It comes a lot later. They're
Mhm.
like, you need to find this other clan, and they're like, what? You know what?
Is that when one of them goes on this really long journey?
Um,
Like through fields and shit?
I think so.
Okay.
One of them, like, it's a young medicine cat. I think it's like a vision that he has to go bring them home, and he goes to find them, and it's a band of rogues that is living in their home.
Mhm.
It's not actually them. They
Mhm.
do get them back, and they end up living now in the clans. And it turned out that when Two Legs kind of kept moving in on the territories, the other four clans kicked him out. They were like, get lost.
Terrible.
Yeah, so it's like, well, this is a new dynamic. I always love there's at one point, one of StarClan cats tells Fireheart there was never four clans in the forest, there was always five.
Mhm.
And when you first read that, you're like, oh, they're talking about StarClan, that's adorable, like, aw.
Mhm.
And then you get to the point where you learn about SkyClan, and it's like, oh, well, that went deeper than you thought.
Well, shit.
It's like, well then, that's awkward.
Yeah.
And like none of the living cats know until they get to StarClan, and then StarClan's like, "Hey, by the way, we did this terrible thing. Don't mention it to the other cats that are alive." And it's like, wow, good job,
Yeah.
StarClan.
Nice job. You fucked up.
But SkyClan is kind of cool. I like them. If you're reading chronologically, the first
Mm-hmm.
time you meet them is in Firestar's quest,
Mm-hmm.
because he actually gets quested to go find them and put them back together, and he does. But they're
Yeah.
like super jumpers. That's part of their thing, was they can just like launch. Him and Sandstorm go and they see a couple of like their kitty pets, I think, jump, and they're like, "Yep, that's Sky Clan." They're from Sky Clan because they just absolutely launch into the air. And they're like, "Oh, we can't do that."
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
So, because their whole thing was like they could get birds like out of the air, and like they could jump up to branches to get squirrels and stuff. Or
Wild.
like the other ones would like climb up to the tree. They
Mm-hmm.
could just like yeet.
Yeah,
So,
yeet.
I love Sky Clan. If you haven't gotten that far, sorry that you now know about Sky Clan, but Sky Clan is kind of epic. We love them.
Cannot wait.
I haven't gotten to the part where they finally like settled down.
Mm-hmm.
Where I am, they're kind of living with Thunder Clan at the moment. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
up? Because they don't have a home because they divided it by 4.
Yeah,
Um, but that's where I'm at, and I'm like, yeah.
solid, solid. But I guess that's
Yeah.
all we have for Fire and Ice.
It is. I mean, we could add more, but it's probably not in the book.
Yeah,
We could
facts.
just keep going, like come up with
Keep on
random
keeping on.
things.
We'll just make it up.
We have a Romeo and Juliet situation going on. We could just quote Romeo and Juliet to you for the.
Yeah, for the next hour. This is gonna be my monologue of Romeo and Juliet.
We gotta just alter it a little so it's Graystripe and Silverstream version.
Mm-hmm,
Turn
mm-hmm.
everybody into cats.
Yeah, Cats the musical.
Oh my god. Warriors, Romeo and Juliet.
Yep. But I guess we should round this out. So, thank you all for listening to Novel Nostalgia. We will be back in 2 weeks with another Warrior Cats episode, and we will catch you all then. Bye.
Bye.